What is up guys, it's your boy Solheim here and back with another World of Warcraft video for the War Within, and today I'll be showing you a couple of gold making strategies that I use pretty much every single week to make a little bit of extra gold, and this will be super simple. It is something that just about everyone can do. It requires a little bit of capital, but not really that much. You can start really small here and then scale things up over time, and it doesn't have to do with professions at all, so it's super simple, accessible to just about everyone, and therefore everyone can do it basically, is what I'm trying to say. When we're talking about professions, for example, that requires a bunch of setup. You need to get your tools, your accessories, your knowledge points. It requires a lot of work to get into. In this case, you just have to know about the strategy, and then you have to have a little bit of gold, and then you can start. So today we're talking about playing the auction house a little bit, but at the same time we're not really playing the auction house that much. We're taking advantage of the weekly reset and certain items going up in price at the weekly reset, as well as crafting certain items that you can buy on the auction house, and then simply click one button and then flip. Now, as usual, people that have my gold making guide for the War Within do have early access to these videos, this one included, and if you want to have early access to future videos like this, then check out the gold making guide through the link down below in the pinned comment, or even the video description. When you buy the guide, you get over 100 pages in one guide talking about gold making. We have auction house strategies, gold farms, solo farms, group farms, professions, just about anything you want to know about in gold making, and all the information that I have to share is in that guide. In addition to that, you get access to a gold making Discord server, where you also get exclusive videos and early access to videos. At the moment, we have 3 videos just recently uploaded in exclusive access, which means that's 3 videos that I'm not going to be talking about public on YouTube that you have access to when you buy this guide. I'm basically trying to do what I can to give you the most value back basically for your purchase, because getting that guide is a huge way to allow me to make the content that I want to make here on YouTube, just focusing on gold making, and I love talking about gold making. I love finding ways to make gold and then sharing them with you guys, and you supporting me this way helps me do that and do that more. So once again, thank you so much, I really do appreciate it. And with that being said, the link is down below to the guide. Now let's talk about making gold. So first off, we have contracts. Contracts is something you can buy and therefore get reputation with. If you just put up contract in the auction house and you filter to current expansion only, you can see the current contracts we have available. In this case, I try to flip quite a few of these contracts pretty much every single week, because they tend to go up in price every single weekly reset. And on some of them I do have some stats on this character, I believe, if we're able to pull it up here. Actually, we can only do it from the bags. So over here, this one for example, I have an average buying price of 2,000 gold, and I've been selling them for all the way up to, like, I mean, at the start of the expansion is 60,000 gold, but even now I flip them up to 8,000 gold each, and that is 4 times my investment every now and then. And I've been buying a bunch of them for 2,000 gold, even though it says I only bought 4. Not sure why, because even now I have 52 in my bags, but we bought them for 2,000 gold. They are currently, on a Tuesday, selling for 4,000 gold, and on Wednesdays they usually go up to 6,000 gold, 7,000 gold, anywhere like that. Now, I also buy a bunch of rank 1s, because not everyone wants to cash out on a quality 3 contract, so I buy anything that's cheap. These ones, for example, quality 1 contract for 100 gold. This is ridiculously cheap, and I can flip them so easily. That being said, for the Assembly of the Deeps, I already have way too many of them, because I bought a bunch of them last week. I mean, we bought 500 of them for 240 gold each average. They went all the way down to 125 gold, by the way, and I've been selling them for an average of 570 gold. I am more than doubling, almost tripling my gold on that one as well. And the lowest one I've sold, like I've been selling a bunch of them, was for 180 gold, but now somebody just absolutely undercut like crazy here, going from 197 to 177, then 150. Like, people undercut, I don't know why. It's not necessary. People should stop undercutting. But I'm gonna buy some of these severed threads ones, because I bought these as well last week and I've already sold all of them. And you can buy some more of that, because this is just such an easy flip. I'm gonna buy all of them that are currently listed for below this ridiculous price, and we're gonna flip them to about 600 gold each. That is tripling my gold on this one as well. And then the Hallowfall Arathi, same story. We are just a 31,000 gold flip away from doubling the price on that one. So I'm going to do my part and double the price on this one as well. And then we're going to post them for 500 gold. At this point, we have this one, the rank 2 severed threads, is also super cheap at the moment. So we're going to buy a couple of those and flip that one as well, up to almost 1,000 gold for the rank 2 one. And then we're going to try to sell these for the new price of a lot more than what they were previously. And I've been selling a bunch of them. I'm not sure why we don't have the stats on all of them, but this one I bought way too many of for a way too high price. This one we bought quite a few of, have been selling for the same price. Let's see if we can get these into the bags and they keep track. Apparently they don't, so something happened with my TSM. But I've been buying a bunch of these contracts, and I've been selling a bunch of these contracts every single week, and making a ridiculous amount of gold. I usually about double my gold every single week, sometimes triple my gold every single week, but the more you buy, the harder it is to sell it all. Now, it is kind of a competitive market here, and you will have to babysit your auctions a bit, and what I mean by that is that when you're selling, instead of, let's just take this one for example, we have 117, instead of posting all of them, I would post 4 of them, and then just checking the auction house all the time and see if they have sold. And when they have sold or I have been undercut, that is when I would put up 4 more. So instead of just posting them all and then logging out, you really have to babysit your auctions a little bit here. And we're going to put the price of quality 1 a little bit up here to about 650 gold each. That will be the starting price for the quality 1 contract. And it's Tuesday today, they probably won't sell, but I mean they might. And somebody might even buy them today to try to flip them for tomorrow. I usually get a bunch of contract sales on Tuesday evenings, and the prices start going up on Tuesday evenings on Europe, because people start buying them in advance or in preparation for Wednesday. If you go to the Undermine journal, for example, you can kind of see this happening on the recent Wednesday, for example, where I'm looking at the contract Council of Dornogal rank 2 at the moment, and this one was selling for 1,000 gold on Tuesday, and then on Wednesday it was flipped to up until 2,000 gold, and for the first half of that week, for 3 days time, or 3.5 days, they were selling for 2,000 gold, consistently as well. Basically never went down in price except for this one random hour where they went down to 1,000, but apart from that they were 2,000 gold for about half of the week, and this gives you a really good flipping opportunity to double your gold, where the price usually stays for the first half of the week when people are buying contracts. Basically, you get your world quest reset, you have the contract duration, people want to buy their contracts as early as they can in the week. It's all supply and demand. So really, if you're going to get into the contract market, you can do what I just did right now, which is flipping certain markets, especially quality 1s, and sometimes quality 2s as well, if you have the capital to do so. But if you don't want to be the one flipping, just buy a couple of them that you think are cheap, and you can use, once again, Undermine Journal to cross-reference whether or not your intuition is correct. If it looks like it's cheap, you can look on the Undermine journal, what has it been selling for previously, and what was the price last week. You can double check the current price before investing, and then you kind of get a rough idea, is this a good deal? And if it looks to be a good deal, then buy a couple of them and hope to make some gold on that one. Now, if you want to make more gold per sale, the quality 3 ones is usually where that's at, unless you get some super cheap quality 2s, and this has been consistently making me a lot of gold every single weekly reset, and because you're going to buy quality 1s, it doesn't really require that much upfront. Now obviously if you want to flip quality 3s, that is 4,000 gold per purchase, so it's more gold investment, but flipping quality 1 and quality 2, like I paid less than 200 gold for some of these contracts, and I'm now flipping them for 650. Now another method that I'm using to make a little bit of extra gold, it's not going to make you rich overnight, but it will give you some really good profit margins, is literally making Darkmoon decks. And there are 2 specific decks that I focus on, but I'm trying to sell pretty much all of them. Now the ones that make me the most gold is Ascension and also Radiance. Now for these, all you want to do is put in off Ascension, for example, into the auction house, look at these prices, and then you want to buy the same quantity of all of them. So for example, if you want to buy 4 of Ascension, you buy 100 4 of Ascension, that is 600 gold for 100 of this one, and then you just do the same thing for all of them. Make sure to buy the same quantity for every single X of card, right? And then you have all 8 of them, then you combine them. Doing this at the moment, just looking at this right now, you're getting about 80 gold, maybe even less than 80 gold for a full deck, between 60 and 80 gold for a deck right now. And if I make this deck, the Ascension deck, it usually sells for anywhere from 400 gold to 3000 gold. Over here it's currently selling for 900 gold on my service auction house. Now this one is really scalable because these Darkmoon decks, the actual trinkets, they are on the server specific auction house. Meanwhile, the cards are on the region-wide auction house, which means you can currently buy 1,000 of each card, make 1,000 decks, put them into your warbank, and sell them on every single server in your region if you want to. And by doing that, you can get a bunch of sales, and we can get the card for about 60 to 80 gold, and currently on this server alone, it's selling for 900 gold. That is more than 1,000% profit on that item alone. It's technically a crafting item, but you're not really using any professions here. Other people farm these cards for you, you get them from inscription, and you just buy them on the auction house. You then craft the item, and then put that back on the auction house, and make a bunch of gold. Now the reason for this is that the Darkmoon card Ascension is used in the sigils. If I go to my own warbank, for example, I actually have a couple of these sigils, and they are best in slot for a lot of DPS classes. So those Darkmoon decks for Ascension are in pretty high demand, if I can say so. If I just go here, we can search up sigil right now. We should have a couple of them right here. The Darkmoon Sigil Ascension. They're selling for 3000 gold, so these are in pretty high demand, and they require that deck to actually craft these. Now, in addition to that, a bunch of people right now are doing the enchanting shuffle for Artisan Security, where they are just disenchanting epics or items in general to get the catch-up mechanics for acuity and knowledge points, and for that purpose you can literally make any Darkmoon deck and sell a bunch of them really fast. A bunch of people are, for example, buying the Vivacity decks and the Symbiosis decks just because they're one of the cheapest epics you can buy on the auction house, and disenchanting epics has a guaranteed chance, like 100% chance, to give you the glimmering dust or the shimmering dust or whatever it's called. The catch-up mechanic basically is a guaranteed drop from epics, and a lot of these people, like, you're profiting from them being lazy because they just want to buy the actual epic instead of buying the cards. So you buy the cards, you would then make the epic, and you sell them the epic. Now, like I said, this will not make you rich overnight, but just from the Off Ascension card right here, you're going from about 60 to 80 gold crafting to selling the deck for 900 gold, and I'm selling it for over 2000 gold on some servers as well. I mean, on this server alone, let's just see how many I've sold on one singular server. I have sold 106 Darkmoon decks Ascension for an average amount of 1.8k gold. That's pretty insane, and I'm selling this on 9 servers at the moment. So you're looking at a 10 to 15 times return on your investment, but even though you're making really good margins, you're flipping about 60 gold to 900 gold, so you're making 840 gold profit per sale, and you don't get that many sales. So what I'm trying to say here is you will not get rich, but it's super scalable, and you can once again buy all of these cards on the same server, combine them into decks, put them into the warbank, and then sell them on multiple servers, so it's really scalable. Either way, that's kind of the video for today, a little bit of a long one just for 2 methods of making gold, but I kind of wanted to deep dive and talk about exactly why I'm doing this, and how I'm doing it, and just give you an insight into my mind when it comes to these 2 strategies. So hopefully, if you implement these strategies into your own gold making routine, then they help you make gold. And if you enjoyed the video, leave a like down below. Let me know how you're making gold in the War Within in the comments as well, and thank you for watching. I really do appreciate it. I'll see you again in the next video very soon.